your pain. When the dark is closing in, see they want to lock me down. When they try to take me down, we be flying off the ground. When the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the life.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And today's show is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, 501c3 nonprofit organization, equipping women and girls for self-sufficiency and wellness to overcome life's obstacles. They will be holding the Queen's Mentorship Program January 21st, 2023, and registration is now open. So please head on over to www.preciousgifts.com and get your young lady registered for that life-changing mentorship and prevention program. Well, it's December 23rd, and there's only 2 days left before Christmas. So hopefully you have all of your Christmas or holiday shopping completed because you only have 2 more days left. But that's not what the holiday season is all about, is it? Hopefully. We have other things that we look at this holiday for, spending time with family and friends, just the joyous feeling in the air and having some time off, to do those things that you haven't been able to do throughout the year. And speaking of holidays, I have a very special guest with me today, whom I've happened to know for many years. So very proud of all her accomplishments and can't wait for you all to meet her and get to know a little bit more about her. Her name is Samori Johnson, BSN MHA, very accomplished, owner of Community Heartbeats, LLC. And once we come back from the break, we're going to get into exactly what her business is about and what caring during the holiday season means to her. So when we come back, we'll jump into all of that with Ayo. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. You're tuned into WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back.
Candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Christmas means to me, my love. Once and then some more. Wish you a Merry Christmas, baby. Wish you a Merry Christmas, baby. And such happiness in the coming year. Oh, let's deck the halls with high, sing sweet silent night. I fill a tree with the angel hair and pretty, pretty lights. We'll go to sleep and wake up just before Christmas
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn radio app and through iHeartRadio. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And if you're just tuning in, we're discussing caring during this holiday season. Once again, our show is being promoted by Precious Gifts Incorporated. Please check them out at their website, www.preciousgifts.com or info@preciousgifts.com for more information on their upcoming events in 2023. Joining us today in the studio is Ayo Samori Johnson, BSN, MHA, owner of Community Heartbeats, LLC. Hello, Ayo, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello, LaNinia. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And can you tell us a little bit about Community Heartbeats, LLC and what they do?
Sure. I'll be delighted to. So Community Heartbeats actually started with a vision of infusing two different modalities, nursing and recreation therapy. I wanted to be able to take individuals who had physical or mental limitations and make sure that they had the opportunity to enjoy vacation and different family events or outings. I wanted this to happen without the family to have the strain and stress of caring for their loved one, especially if they had physical limitations. And I wanted to be there to do that for them, but in a way that was meaningful, a way that allowed the patient or the person that had any type of limitation to still be involved. So the idea was to be there for them, to be able to be a nurse and handle any nursing needs they may have or medical needs they may have, but at the same time infuse recreation therapy, which was my first degree, and work with them in terms of what they could do and find out what was around the area that they were visiting and how I could integrate them fully in the experience so that their family wouldn't feel taxed.
That's wonderful. That's like, are there any other businesses that you know of that are doing that? Because I've never heard of anything like that.
I've not been able to locate anything specifically with that vision, but I have found some things similar. Which was exciting. I have not found anything similar in this area, meaning the Triad, Charlotte, Raleigh area.
Okay, so is that mainly your service map where you do offer these services from Charlotte to Raleigh and in between?
At this time, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this sounds like a very useful service to families. Whereas like the visual that I'm getting with this is, say, a family, just for people who may not be in the medical field like me, for a family to be able to go to the beach, say, and they want to bring their elderly mother with them. How does that look? How do you set that up if the mother is immobile or in a wheelchair? How does that look as far as your services helping this family take their mother with them?
So that's an excellent example, LaNinia. That would be a case where, the person would call me, tell me a little bit about what they're going to be doing, where they're going to be located. The example you gave was the beach. So if a family's going to the beach, they have a mother, aunt, grandmother who has some limitations, wheelchair bound. I would then make it my business to know the dates they were going. I would research the beach that they were going to and try to figure out what are the things that the grandmother or mother can do. So let's say they have physical limitations and they're in a wheelchair. If they're still alert, oriented, that type of thing, I would make sure that on the agenda I had things planned for them that were wheelchair accessible. Okay. I would do the research beforehand. They're at a beach. We know they're going to be going to the water. Making sure that I get in touch with someone that has a wheelchair that's accessible to the beach so that the family member could enjoy it. and they wouldn't be the person on the sideline for the entire vacation. They would be an active participant. So it does require some research on my part to see what is in that area, what services can be made available, what equipment can be made available, and also taking some time with the family and the person who has that limitation to see what their interests are, so that I can go to that part of the, if they're at the beach, I can go and research what do they have that's related to their interests.
Okay.
So I can make it meaningful for them, because they may not be able to do everything that the family is doing. But in the meantime, I can still keep them involved, keep them interested. And when it's time for family photos and fun, they can be a part of it. They won't be at a respite home. They won't be missing the trip and somebody's keeping them. They will be there. It will not be a hardship to the family, and everyone will have a good time.
I love it. I really do. Is this something, well, let me ask, do you go out and meet with the families before this trip? Do you sit with them, or is this something that's just done maybe virtually, that you connect with them or talk to them on the phone?
Actually, LaNinia, this business was started in 2019.
Okay.
So my vision was just to meet with them face to face. As we all know, as a country, COVID-19 hit, and travel, face-to-face interactions, all those things pretty much just stopped. And so I had to reinvent myself. How am I going to do this? So being able to meet with people virtually, like many other businesses using Zoom, any type of telecommunication that I could use, email, using questionnaires, whatever, to figure out what worked for the family, and to make myself open to more than just trips and vacations. It could be a family night out. It could be a wedding that the whole family wanted to go to. Nobody wanted the responsibility of having to push mom, grandma, auntie down the aisle, or help them seat or transfer to the restroom if they had to use the bathroom. I would be there to do all those things discreetly, but everybody could have a good time. The family wouldn't be worn out. The person who needed my services wouldn't be worn out. And again, I would still do that same research to make sure that their experience was really great, and that they wouldn't get into, let's say, a wedding situation and can't get in the door. I would have researched all that before to make sure they had a seamless experience and a positive experience.
Okay, I think this is a wonderful thing, a wonderful service that you're providing for families. And it sounds like it also takes a lot of background work before you actually get involved with the family. And speaking of families, being that this is around the holiday season, do you work on the holidays with these families, or is that a time that you just reserve for you and yours?
Well, the great thing about providing services such as this is the flexibility to choose. The flexibility to, if I'm unable to do it, to hire somebody, train them to meet the standards that I'm trying to uphold, and have them execute it. So for family time such as the holidays, Christmas in particular, no, I don't necessarily work that day. I'm not opposed to doing so in the future. At this time, I haven't gotten there. But again, I'm not opposed to doing that in the future, especially if it helps serve someone else. You'll be amazed how much you benefit from serving other people. It's just a wonderful feeling to see someone be able to enjoy an opportunity, a night out, a family moment, any type of engagement that they otherwise would have had to stay at the nursing home or be put in respite care, or couldn't get outside because no one knew how to get them out the door in their wheelchair or walker. And so just to see them being able to do the things that they love, and their families being able to be there with them. And believe it or not, one of the most special moments is for them to just be in the pictures.
Okay. I can understand that. They don't want to feel excluded at all. So you're giving a service where you're helping the entire unit and offering a service that is so important that a lot of people, I'm sure, just wouldn't even really think about. Like you said, being in respite, that's something like putting them in a place like a home or like a daycare type of thing for.
Right.
Okay. So, and that was for all the people who don't know all the terminology that medical folks use. So that is a wonderful service. And I just applaud you for doing so, and wishing you a lot of success with that. And because we were talking about holidays and all of that, what types of things do you and your family do during the holidays?
Over the years, it's really changed. When I was younger as a child, I had parents who, one of them was from North Carolina. My other parent was from Richmond, Virginia. So our holidays were spent mainly on the road because we were big on family. So we'd go visit one set of grandparents in Virginia, spend a day or two. And then it was driving to the other set of grandparents in North Carolina, spending a day or two. And it was really important for everyone to see one another, to have a meal together, to just talk to one another, see what's been going on, and just share time. As I've gotten older and some of our family members are not here anymore, it's a little more tight-knit. And over the last several years, 10 years or so, we go to one family member's house. We still have those traditional dinners, spend time, open gifts together, watch movies. Sometimes it's the same movie every year.
Okay.
It's just a tradition,
right?
And we just enjoy each other without having to put on any face or any type of pretense to anything. We're just ourselves, and we enjoy. We relax. We eat. We fall asleep. We watch TV. We eat again.
Right.
But it's unorchestrated time, and it's just beautiful.
I love it. I do. I definitely love that family unity and just the caring and sharing that you mentioned. Well, we are in the studio with Ayo Samori Johnson of Community Heartbeats, LLC. And after the break, we'll continue our discussion with her on caring and during the holiday season. You're tuned in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Baby, I've enjoyed having you over this evening. I really don't want you to go. Is there anything I can say to make you stay?
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Darling, it's so cold outside.
This evening has been so very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they feel like ice.
My mother will start to worry.
What's your hurry?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace
So really
roar.
I'd better scurry.
Hey, don't you worry.
Well, maybe just a half a drink
Some
more.
records on while I
You see, the neighbors might think,
baby, it's bad out there.
say what's in that drink.
Cabs to be had out there. No,
I wish I knew how
eyes are like
to break the spell.
I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell.
I'll to say no, no, no,
A
sir.
little closer.
At least I'm gonna say that I
It's the
tried.
sense of hurting my
I
pride.
really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby, it's cold outside. I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is
Darling,
no.
it's so cold outside.
This welcome has
So
been
lucky you
so
dropped in.
very nice.
Look out that window at that storm.
My sister will be
Gosh,
suspicious.
look delicious.
My brother will be at the door.
Waves upon a tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is
Ooh, you're
vicious.
so delicious.
Well, maybe just a cigarette
No,
more.
not such a blizzard before.
I've got to get home.
Baby, you'll freeze out there.
Say, lend me a
It's
coat.
up to your knees out there.
Really been grand,
Feel you with the touch of
but
mine.
don't you see?
Darling, how could you do this thing to me.
There's bound to be talk tomorrow. At least there will be plenty implied.
Caught pneumonia and
I really can't stay.
Get over that old down, baby.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, where could you be going? I mean, feel the wind blowing. It is so cold out there.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through TuneIn Radio app and Streama. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show with your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And if you're just tuning in, we're discussing caring during this holiday season with Ayo Samori Johnson, BSN MHA, owner of Community Heartbeats LLC. And Ayo, can you tell me, I've noticed Community Heartbeats is spelled very uniquely. What does the heart, it's spelled H-A-R-T. Can you explain a little bit about where you got that spelling from?
Sure. It really is a short acronym for the values that kind of go into Community Heartbeats. It is H-A-R-T, H meaning honesty, A is attention, R respect, and T is time. So I want to give the community that I serve my heart, but I want to give them my heart in the form of honesty, attention, respect, and time. And each one of those things, each piece of that heart, H-A-R-T, is a beat to me. So those are the beats in my community, and that's what keeps me motivated and keeps me going.
I love it. I absolutely love that. That's awesome. How can people find you?
Well, that process is growing and getting better. Right now, there are basically two modes to find me. Email, of course, Community Heartbeats, Community H-A-R-T, B-E-A-T-S, Community Heartbeats, at outlook.com.
Fabulous. Okay. And so in closing, what's your motivation for Community Heartbeats LLC?
Service. The heart of it is service. Nothing helps you be a better person than to serve others. I have a son. He obviously is just the epitome of my heart. And to teach him how to serve others, to watch him learn from me, learn from others around me, the community that we're in, and how you serve others. And service can be anything from a smile to physically doing something for them, taking them somewhere, helping them in a time of need, is all that I want him to be able to learn. And if he can learn that in a way that is self-sufficient and helps his neighbor, I am well pleased.
I love it. It's been such a pleasure to have you on the show today. The heart of your business is pure joy. It is just a breath of fresh air to see somebody who does the work that you do and is so willing to extend out to these families to help them enjoy their lives as well. So I applaud you for doing what you do. Keep going. And I wish you all the success with that. And I thank you so much for coming on Thy Queendom Come today.
Thank you so much, LaNinia. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. So join us next week as we continue our discussions on various topics, and continue to tune in every Friday at 9:30 a.m. And you can connect with me at info@preciousgiftswithaz.com. And I will be glad to have you as a guest on the show. Or if you want advertising for your business, brand, or service, please feel free to email me at info@preciousgiftswithaz You've been listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown, on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, for double the information and inspiration. Until next week, be a blessing, and remember, you are the gift. Ashe.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy would walk where angels try? When you kiss your little baby, you know you kiss the face of God. Did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the man. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great